when my husband and I needed a babysitter for our 2 young kids. We found Emily through a well-reviewed childcare app, complete with what appeared to be verified references and a clean background check. She came across as warm, responsible, and genuinely great with our children from the very first meeting, remembering small details about their favorite snacks and bedtime routines after just 1 visit. The kids adored her almost instantly, running to greet her at the door every time she arrived for a shift. She always showed up early, kept the house tidy, and sent us sweet update photos throughout the evening whenever we were out. For the first few months, hiring Emily felt like one of the best decisions we had made as parents, giving us genuine peace of mind whenever we needed a night away. I recommended her enthusiastically to several friends in our neighborhood, never once questioning the story she had told us about herself during that very first interview. Looking back now, I realize how easily her warmth and reliability distracted us from asking the kinds of deeper questions we probably should have asked from the very beginning. A few months in, small inconsistencies started appearing in the little details Emily shared about herself. She once mentioned studying nursing at the local university, but a few weeks later, referenced a completely different major when my husband asked a casual follow-up question. When I brought up installing a simple nanny camera in the living room, something several of our friends already used, Emily seemed noticeably uncomfortable, quickly changing the subject and suggesting it probably wasn't necessary since she had nothing to hide. She always insisted on being paid in cash rather than through the app's built-in payment system, explaining it away as a preference for avoiding extra transaction fees. My husband didn't think much of these small oddities, but something about the pattern started nagging at me quietly in the back of my mind. I found myself paying closer attention to small details, comparing what she told us against what she had said in previous conversations, and the inconsistencies kept adding up in ways that felt increasingly difficult to dismiss as simple forgetfulness. The turning point came when I ran into someone at a coffee shop wearing a sweatshirt from the exact nursing program Emily claimed to attend. Making casual conversation, I mentioned Emily's name, describing her appearance in detail, but the woman looked at me with genuine confusion, insisting she had never once seen or heard of anyone matching that description in her entire graduating class. That evening, while Emily was distracted helping the kids with a puzzle, I noticed her wallet had slipped partially out of her bag on the counter, revealing what looked like a student identification card with a completely different name printed on it. I quietly took a photo before she noticed, my hands trembling slightly as I processed what I had just seen. I ran a proper background check that night using the name from the identification card instead of the name Emily had given us, and the results revealed a previous employment termination from another family, just 8 months earlier, citing concerns about missing cash and jewelry that were never fully resolved. Instead of confronting Emily immediately and risking her simply disappearing before we understood the full situation, I decided to install that nanny camera after all, telling her only that we had finally decided to move forward with it for insurance purposes. I also contacted the previous family listed in the background check report directly, and they confirmed everything, explaining that Emily had been using a completely different name with them as well, one that matched neither her identification card nor the name she had given us. The nanny camera footage over the following 2 weeks showed nothing alarming with the children themselves, but it did capture Emily going through drawers in our bedroom on 2 separate occasions when she believed no one was watching, and on the second occasion, clearly taking cash from an envelope I had intentionally left inside a drawer specifically to test her. I finally had everything I needed: the camera footage, the background check results, and confirmation from her previous employer, all pointing to the same unavoidable conclusion about who Emily really was. When we confronted her calmly with everything we had found, Emily initially tried denying it, then quickly broke down and admitted she had been using a fake identity for years, moving between different cities and families using different names, each time to avoid background checks catching up with her previous terminations. We reported everything to both the childcare app and local authorities, providing the footage and documentation we had gathered. The app removed her profile entirely and flagged her real identity to prevent her from being hired through their platform again under any name. We found a new babysitter shortly after, this time insisting on a thorough, in-person background verification through an independent service rather than relying solely on an app's internal checks. Looking back, that small nanny camera and one simple background check under the correct name were what finally protected our family from a situation that could have gone much further than it did. If you ever notice small inconsistencies in someone's story, especially someone with access to your home or children, trust that instinct and verify the details yourself rather than assuming everything is fine. If you want more real stories like this one, with twists you will not see coming, make sure you subscribe so you never miss the next one.